good together. And if I could mention at the moment, please put yourselves on mute, which will make, when each person is singing, it'll make it sound so much better, I promise. Shabarachim gam yachad, hine matovu manayim, shabarachim gam yachad. And as always, I did neglect to mention that we are working from our prayer book. If you have this handy, we are on page 128 of that prayer book. Hine matovu manayim, shabarachim gam yachad. 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 Yes, it is beautiful that we can all gather in this brave new world. At this time, I'd like to turn to page 120 in that prayer book as Bill and Claudia will lead us in our candle blessing, lighting our Shabbat.
If I stand up, nobody can see me. So.
can just do this.
And make sure you take directions from Claudia because we can hear her telling you how to do it the right way.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivonu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen.
Very nice. Thank you. At this time, as we welcome in the Shabbat angels to begin our service, I will welcome Marilyn and Joe to lead us in Shalom Aleichem. And you may find that on page 142 in your prayer book.
Tilted.
And Marilyn, I believe, do you take the first verse and then Joe takes the second? Is that what we did?
Joe takes the first. Joe takes the first.
There you go, Joe. Can you unmute yourself? Can I unmute him? I'm going to ask to unmute you, and then you say, I just asked to unmute you, Mr. Bettman. It's going to be a totally different world when we get together and do choir again. I'll be saying, can you mute yourself, please? And they'll be looking at me like, what?
Stupid. I can't work this thing.
There you go.
Tell Mary to do the whole thing because I can't find the words.
Hey, Joe, you're on. You're
on.
Yeah, you
got it.
You got it. We can hear you talking. Go for it.
Marilyn says you started. She wants to hear your beautiful bass voice.
Good.
Don't miss it.
Okay. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaShoret, Malachei Elyon, Mi-Melech, Malachei Hamlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Lechem l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi-melech, malachei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
And I don't have the words for this marvelous melody, but I'll go through the notes without the words. What can I tell you? This is, by the way, when I was about 4 or 5 years old, my grandfather in Montreal sat me on his lap, and this was the first Hebrew song I ever knew. And you would think I know all the words by now. Anyway, take it away, Mary.
Marilyn.
Veitkem l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Very nice. Thank you. This time we have our call to worship. Where are you, Scott? There you are. We're going to go to page 146, and Scott will lead us in the Baruch Hu. Now remember, unless you mute yourself, Joe, you want us to mute you?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, you want me to mute you so Scott can do the Baruch Hu?
Oh, sure. Yeah, just
Okay. All right, here we go.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Hu Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Leolam Vaed HaMevorach HaMevorach Leolam Vaed.
Thank you, Scott. I apologize. Sometimes I've forgotten as we're sitting in our virtual sanctuary to say when to rise and when to sit, but I know that we know when to do it, and I mean no disrespect as we stand, as we sit. At this time, Renee, we're going to turn to page 152 in our prayer book, and she will lead us in the Shema, and I believe you'd like to do the V'ahavta after that also.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. And those of you that are standing, if you wish to sit now, you may. We're on page 154. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'b'chol nafshaka u'b'chol me'adecha v'hayu hadivarim ha'eleh asher anoki mitzavecha hayam Alevavecha, Vishinatam Livaneka, Vidibarta Bam, Vishiftecha Bevetecha, Uvleftecha Baderek, Uvshofpecha, Uvakumecha. Ushatam le'ot al yerdeka, vehayula totafot beinenecha, uktavtam al mezuzot betecha, uvisharecha, lemahan tiskeru, ba'asitem et kol mitzvotai. Viditem kidoshim lelohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiyot lachem lelohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
We turn to page 157. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, Give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt, we were delivered. At Sinai, we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Through our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God. Keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed, let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. And this is for Madeline, who is listening in with Ira because she said she loves the Debbie Friedman versions. So I'm doing this version for her this evening. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehega b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef eleh, nora tehilot osef eleh. Malachutecha rahu v'necha, bokeh hayam lifnei Moshe. Zelianu v'yamru, Zelianu v'yamru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai yimloch le'olam le'olam va'ed. Mr. Batman, are you prepared to lead us in Vishamru, one of your favorite prayers? I'm going to ask to unmute you, and then you should be ready to give us one moment. Technology is our friend, and we are making this happen. For those of you in the prayer book, Vishamru is on page 162. There's a little button that just says, can anyone give him advice on that one? There we go. We're good.
How's that?
Yes.
V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat v'torasam b'rita olam. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat l'torasam b'rita olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael et haaretz le'et haaretz v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat l'daratam b'rit olam. Ki sheishes yomim asa Adonai and Hashamayim v'yeh haaretz v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat l'daratam b'rit olam. And on the seventh day, uvayom hashvi, uvayom hashvi, Shabbat v'yinofash, Shabbat v'yinofat, v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat l'daratam b'rit olam.
Thank you. Before we have Renee lead us on our tefillah on page 164, there's a beautiful little verse on page 163, as you know, taken from the poem by Abraham Joshua Heschel. So I'm going to go ahead and mute you again. Don't take it personally. There it is. Thought has blown the marketplace away. There's a song on the wind and joy in the trees. Shabbat arrives in the world, scattering a song in the silence of the night, and eternity utters a day, and eternity utters a day. Ya la la, ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la 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 la. The thought has blown the marketplace away. There's a song on the wind and joy in the trees.
There you are. Okay, we're on page 164, and those of you who would like to rise. Adonai sifatav tiftach ufi agitehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomer Chasadim Tovim V'Konei Hakol V'Zacher Astei Avot V'imaot Umevi Gulam Lifnei Dehem Leman Shemo B'Yahava Melech Ozer U'Moshiach Munagim Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Bezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mekayeh hakol atah Rav l'choshia. Mekalkel chaim bekesed, Mekayeh hakol ben rakamin rabin. Sof noflim ve'rofeh cholim, Umatir asurim. Umekayem emunato lishenei yafa michal mokaba al givurot umido mehelak melech memit umechaye umatmiach Yeshua B'nehema atah lechayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mekayeh hakol Akha kadosh Shimshika kadosh Ukdoshim b'chol yam nelucho hasela Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. You may be seated.
This is the time when we do our prayers for healing. healing for the world, prayers for healing.
Mary, I can hardly hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, I have done no.
Hey, Mary, your mic faded down to about 1/10 of what it was before. So talk real loud.
Okay, can everyone go on mute for a moment? Because I cannot do anything from this end. So we're hoping, I'm going to take myself on mute for a moment. Let's go back. Okay, how am I sounding now? Give me a yes this way. Okay, I can't do anything, you guys, unless I drop out like I did last time. Are you there, Gail? Do you see anything on your end that we can do?
Just talk real loud.
Okay, I'm talking real loud. It is
That helps.
time that we ask for prayers of healing for our world, for the community, and
Better.
yeah, I know that, Gail. I'm aware of that. And this is where, if you would like to unmute yourselves momentarily before, who do we have leading our Misha Barach? Claudia and Bill will lead that this evening. So before they lead us in our Misha Barach prayer, which is featured on page 511, if you'd like to unmute yourself and give us our names for healing in our community.
Michael Cook.
Bonnie Bromberg.
Raleigh Lay.
Stanley Maharam and Sheridan Kavanaugh.
Janet
Waldman.
Mindy Ross.
Fran Levine and Rachel Taylor. We don't have any other names. If everyone could please mute themselves. Oh, I have Steve Schur also added to the list. Time if we can all mute ourselves with the exception of Claudia and Bill, who will be leading our Misha Barach prayer.
Misha Barach Avotenu Mikor HaBracha Limotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Barach Imotenu Mikor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. So as we leave the week that we have experienced, we leave it outside and we enter and stay within the Shabbat experience. There's a time for silent meditation. In that meditation, we find our center, our peace. And I know Sarah will be leading us in just a moment in the Yehiyu. Just have a little light guitar in the background. Don't holler if it's not very loud. This isn't supposed to be.
Yehiyu liratzon imrefi vehegyon libi lefanecha. Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, Vegoali, Vegoali.
Thank you, Sarah. Marilyn has this beautiful Debbie Friedman song that she has been adding to our service. We put it in a different place every time, and I think it goes perfect right here. Miss Marilyn, would you do that song for us now, please?
Sing unto God, sing a new song, oh, sing praises to God. Give thanks to God with a song, oh, sing praises unto the Lord your God. Rejoice in the Lord, all ye righteous, and cry out to the Lord with joy. Sing out from your hearts, oh, sing praises to God. Bless God's name. Oh, sing unto the Lord a song of praise. Sing praises to the Lord. Sing unto God. Bless God's name. Oh, sing unto the Lord a song of praise. Sing praises to the Lord. Sing unto God. Sing unto God, sing a new song, oh, sing praises to God, give thanks to God with a song. Oh, sing praises unto the Lord your God. Rejoice in the Lord, all ye righteous, and cry out to the Lord with joy. Sing out from your hearts, oh, sing praises to God. Bless God's name. Oh, sing unto the Lord a song of praise. Sing praises to the Lord. Sing unto God. Bless God's name. Oh, sing unto the Lord a song of praise. Sing praises to the Lord. Sing unto God. Sing unto God, sing a new song unto. Sing unto God, sing a new song unto. Sing unto God, sing a new song unto God.
Thank you, Marilyn. Well, this is the thing that I always stress over, that little tiny sermon in song that I try to make sound like a sermon in song. So here we are. It is the Shabbat just before Purim. This coming week, we will celebrate the defeat of Haman, the Amalekites' plot to destroy the Jewish people. This Shabbat is known as Zachor Shabbat from Deuteronomy chapter 25. On the Shabbat, we are commanded to remember the evil of Amalek and to do whatever possible to remove the memory of Amalek from the face of the earth. Since Haman was a descendant of Amalek, we do this again, this Shabbat, just before Purim. It's a once-a-year obligation, and if we were in temple, we would read from a Torah scroll in the synagogue how the Amalekites attacked us out of senseless hatred. Now, the commandment to remember Amalek in Deuteronomy is in fact the second time this tale is recounted. In Exodus, God tells Moses to write a document as a reminder of his promise to wipe out Amalek. This is the first reference in the Torah to the act of memorial writing. The explicit implication here is that the act of writing and reciting and recording history and recounting it verbally will actually blot out the memory of Amalek, even though every generation will be forced to confront Amalek again and again. So, here's my take. Can we make a difference through study I certainly hope so. Instead of through fighting and unrest, can we make a difference through study? Here in this month of February, as we honor Black History Month, I could think of no better song to tie in my personal feelings than an old favorite Negro spiritual. Although the roots of the song date back before the American Civil War, it was first published in 1918, first recorded in 1920, and since that time has been recorded by hundreds of artists, both Black and white, including Mahalia Jackson, Louis Jordan, and yes, even Johnny Cash. Most recently, our very own Jewish gospel singer Joshua Nelson also featured this in his concert. I think that was 2 years ago. The refrain of the song is actually taken from Isaiah chapter 2, verse 4. The Hebrew reads, Lo yisa goy el goy charev, lo yilma duod milchama. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war no more. And if anyone is not muted, if you could mute yourself now, please, that would be great. Gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. Gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I ain't gonna study war no more, ain't gonna study war no more, ain't gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more, ain't gonna study war no more, ain't gonna study war no more. Gonna shake hands around the world, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I see you singing. Down by the riverside, gonna shake hands around the world, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. And for those of you in the Hebrew know, let's do it. Lo yisa goy al goy cheref, lo yilmadu od milchama. Lo yisa goy el goy cheref, lo yisa goy al goy cheref, lo yilmadu od milchama. Lo yisa goy el cheref. Gonna lay down my burden down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. Gonna lay down that sword and shield down by the riverside, down by the riverside. Oh, I can't wait to sing with my choir again. I could hear your harmonies. Yes, I could. Woohoo! It is this time in our service that we turn to our Elenu prayer. And this is on 586 for those of you in the prayer book. And I would like my friends, Diane and Richard, to lead us in the Elenu, please.
Elenu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'teit keduva l'alter b'reshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratza, v'lo samanu kamishmakar hadamo, shelo sam kelkenu kahem, v'go ralenu kekol amanon, anaknu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, Bifnei Melech, Malkei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'ne'emar, V'haya Adonai, L'melech al kol haaretz, Hayom hahu, Yeh Adonai echad, U'shemo, echad.
Thank you, Diane and Richard. So we have, I believe that Ira and Eva have the list of those whose memories we honor, of those who we have lost in this season. Before that, I believe Miss Eva has a little reading that she would like to share with us.
When I die, give what's left of me away to children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not in your mind. You can love me best by letting hands touch hands and by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die, people do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. The names of the people for whom we have yahrzeit this week are Sanford Bloomberg, Morton Karp, Judith Meitzer, Ethel Paul, Pasquale Charles Conte Jr., Al Eisenson, Henrietta Lotney, Solomon Bayer, Rita Lieberman, Roy Booth, Edith Simon, Marvin Solganic, and Joyce Waldman.
Any others? Ask any
Are
other?
there any other names that we would like to add before Ira reads our Kaddish, which we'll turn to page 598 when we're ready for that. Any other names?
Cantor Joyce Dumption.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabba. Alma dibrei cherutei v'yimlach machote. B'chayeichon v'yameichon b'chayei dechol bet Yisrael. B'hagala v'zman karev yimru amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevorach leolam almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitfoar b'rit omam v'yitaseh. Yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal v'shmei dekutcha b'richu. La'ela mikol b'chata v'shirata v'shbechata v'nechamata Amiram bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlomo rabba min shamaya Chayim aleinu v'al kol Israel v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'imrumav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Israel v'imru amen.
Thank you, Ira and Eva. And Mr. Batman, can I still see you on the screen? Where have you? There you are. I'm going to unmute you so you can lead us. Who has their wine available? Who has their wine? Let me see your glasses. It's time for Kiddush and Hamotzi.
Hear me now? Okay.
And you can, yes, sir, we can find those on page 604 and 606 of the prayer book.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei b'ri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, b'shabbat kodsho b'ahava u'b'ratzon inchilanu, zikaron l'maaseh Bereshit, ki hu yom techila lemikro ekodesh, zecher l'siyat Mitzrayim, ki vanu v'acharta v'yatanu kidashta b'kol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha Yahava Raso, Kinchatanu, Baruch Atah Adonai, V'kadesh Hashabat, Amen. Good Shabbos. Hamosi Lechem Min Haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joy is prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
As you're
Shabbat shalom,
Shabbat
everyone.
Shabbat
shalom.
shalom.
Shabbat
Beautiful job, Joe.
shalom. Thank you. As you're enjoying your
Shalom.
challah and your wine, who has any announcements? I know we've always got some great announcements coming up. Bill, could I go ahead and put you on the spot for a moment and see, are there still opportunities for those who are having difficulty getting their vaccines to contact you or the temple?
Yes, if anybody 65 and over has not gotten their COVID shot yet and needs help getting an appointment, just contact me directly. My numbers are in Planet Bethor.
Very good. Thank you. Ira and Joe, may I go ahead and do a little plug for what we have coming up on Wednesday? May I? Because you're both so
Sure.
humble. Okay. So this Wednesday, through the Adult Education Committee through Temple Beth Or, Mr. Ira Segalowitz and Mr. Joe Bettman and I have put together this wonderful presentation about, I think it is, about Yiddish in song through history. So like history and song. Here's the thing, you will be able to sing along with us, even though you'll be on mute. We won't be able to hear you, but we'll see your lips moving. There will be song sheets provided for both the English and the Yiddish. And Ira has some just awesome little stories and humorous things that he shares. Joe has some, he has me in stitches. The Yiddish phrases and the Yiddish language, it's so rich. It's so rich. And join us. So it is at 7 p.m. this coming Wednesday. We are asking people to please pre-register by Monday, the 22nd, if you can, because that way our facilitator behind the scenes, Mr. Mark Gruenberg, will be ready for the 150 people who are signing on, right? That's what we're guessing. Joe or Ira, would you like to add anything to that? Well, I'm interrupting your challah. Ira says no. Joe?
No, it's always fun to work with Ira and with Mahira, and particularly this Yiddish stuff. In fact, you know, there's on the email, there's a old Jews telling jokes and some corny stuff, and what they think is really, you know, racy isn't really racy. But here's two old Jewish guys doing Yiddish. That's what's coming up.
And they have both been my instructors for about 4 years now. So I hope I make them proud on the little bit of Yiddish I'll contribute to that program. All right, if you all will turn with me to our closing song on page 632. It has been a long time since I have done this one. Usually I let Ira lead it. I'm trying to think who else might help me if I trip up a little bit. From the mouth of God, all Israel is blessed. There is none as mighty as God. No one is blessed as Amram's son. Nothing great is the Torah. No interpreters like Israel. And there are several other interpretations of the verses, but let's give it a shot. You ready? Page 632. Here we go.
Mipiel, Mipiel, Yivorach Kol Yisrael.
Mipiel,
Mipiel, Yivorach Kol Yisrael. Ein adir Adonai, Baruch Even Amran, Ein Gadol Katorah, V'Ein Dichotech
Israel. Someone else take the next chorus. Go ahead, Renee.
Mipiel, Yivorach Kol Yisrael. Mipiel, Yivorach Kol Yisrael. Ein Hador Adonai, V'Ein Yitaka Kerev Amran. Ein Zakar Katorah, V'Ein Kechamek Kach Yisrael.
Who wants it?
Keep going.
Who wants it? Come on, Joe.
Come
You
on.
come on.
EPL, Yevarach Yisrael. EPL, Yevarach Yisrael.
Joe, you ready?
Mipiel, Yitbarach Yisrael, Mipoel, Kilha
All right, I'm
Yisrael.
going to try the last verse. Here we go. Ein
Ein
podeh
echad enor, v'yen tzadik v'chen amran, ein kedosha k'hatorah, v'yen tomech
Yisrael. It's already messy, everybody.
Mipiel, Mipiel, Yevarach Yisrael.
I hear Shelly. Go ahead. Yivorach Yisrael. That was beautiful. I want to thank my wonderful choir for everything they contributed tonight. You guys are wonderful. I want to thank Gail behind the scenes. I want to thank everyone for joining us on these very special choir-led Shabbats, and wish everyone health and warmth and things like electricity and heat, which are so priceless right now. And I'm sending a big Shabbat hug. Shabbat shalom, everybody. Unmute yourself.
Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat
Shalom, everyone.
Shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Shalom,
Have a good
everybody.
week. Shavua Tov.
Shavua Tov.
Stay warm.
Shalom.
Happy Purim.
Mwah.
Get shots.
Get shot.
Take shots. Happy Purim.
Shots.
Well,
Take shots. Drink shots. Whatever.
Yes.
Shots,
yes.
whatever.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat
Shabbat
See some of
shalom.
you tomorrow morning.
Hey, Gail,
Yeah.
can you stay on for just a second?